Hello, in this video I want to talk more about everyday wellness, and in particular I want to talk about the precepts of well-being. And we can think of the precepts of well-being as having these two major components: our direct sense experiences that are being transduced at the level of the precept, in which we have direct perceptions of, as well as our direct subjectivity and our self-subjectivity. So what we experience as a perception, as motivations within perception, as emotions within perception, as feelings within perception, as actions within perception, as behaviors within perception. This can include thoughts, feelings, a sense of pleasantness, various sensations, or something that's just on your mind and that's stimulating your attention, or which we were also absorbed and potentially fascinated in. So these have to do with precepts that are directly related to well-being. And when we're thinking about well-being, we can think more broadly in terms of how we go about organizing and devising those two processes, our direct perceptual experiences, as well as what's occurring within our self-subjectivity. And through our direct perceptual experiences of the surroundings, and particularly the surrounding environment, we can connect more mindfully but also thoughtfully to our surroundings through direct experiences and direct observations that we can make regarding the surroundings. For example, what the temperature's like, or a shift in sensation, and also really connect with the mind and body, and also how the mind and body come to relation with the environment. And we can interact with these multiple contingency or congruencies between the mind, body, and environment, say through breathing. We're breathing in air, my lungs are inflating, my chest's expanding, and I have a sense of alertness, and there's also some degree of there's motivational systems being activated with me wanting to breathe, inhale, and exhale at various times that shifts my degree of the extent to which I want to exhale or inhale, depending on how long I've done the opposite for. And these various precepts of well-being convey different information, and ultimately we can think about the types of information that they're conveying having more of this less important but always necessary set of motivations, like that breathing, and that are fundamental, but which don't really have or connect to more of this meaningful process, and which the existentialists were primarily concerned with. And this is the type of meaning that the existentialists tend to ignore a lot, which was empirical meaning, and it has more to do with these direct precepts and what is directly essentially to keep us motivated and keep us well, rather than necessarily moving towards those higher aspirations or our strengths or our values or what we find meaningful. So not just within this more direct, that's a pleasant sensation, or I just noticed this interesting quality in my experience. More like, this is why I think this is interesting, and this is why I value it, and this is the significance I find in this. And it's broadening, it's expansive. It's expansive in that you want to talk about it a lot, you're energized by it, it's meaningful, there's tons of information in there and meaning packed within it, rather than just having meaning and a direct, more bland precept meaning. And that meaningfulness is often cultivated through these interactions with our self-subjectivity, and that connect with these wellness precepts of our attention, and say visual processing, auditory processing, gustatory processing, olfactory processing, or motor processing. So vision, our capacity to hear and listen, tune into sounds, various tastes and textures, smells, various scents, and physical sensations that we might experience, hot or cold, various surfaces, rough surfaces, and so getting back to the textures. And these together inform our direct self-subjective experience, and we can expand on that meaning and cultivate greater meaning processes and meaningful processing in relation to that. The more we become curious and attend to elaborating on our direct precepts in regard to the surroundings, but also recognizing and developing our own self-subjectivity in relation to that, where we can truly start to find what we find meaningful as well as our values, and develop our own sense of significance in relation to the environment that isn't just passive and just kind of responding as things pop up in awareness. And it's more active and directed and self-directed in particular. And this will ultimately have an optimizing effect on well-being and wellness. So that's all I wanted to talk about for this video, so I hope you enjoy it. Bye.